Round 13 saw third place South Fremantle up against 8th placed Swan Districts. South Fremantle coming off a very good win against East Fremantle in the Foundation Day Derby last weekend at East Fremantle Oval. They were full of confidence in this game, but Swan Districts were never going to be denied and were always going to be a danger because they were coming off a bye and they were certainly freshened up and full of enthusiasm to take it up to the Bulldogs. And they started extremely well. In fact, the first quarter was the most even of the day. It started off very vigorously. There's obviously a lot at stake. Swan Districts needing to perform well, in fact needing really to win, get the 4 points in order to keep their season alive. There were good goals scored at both ends of the ground. In fact, in the first quarter, both sides kicked 4 goals. Adam Hunter up forward for Swan Districts was having some difficulty getting into the game, but he was getting good support from Tim Gapin, who at full forward continued his very good form and kicked 4 goals for the afternoon. In fact, he kicked 5. South Fremantle were running well early, but they were always going to find it difficult because of the 5-day break after a very tough Fremantle derby. They started to wilt after half-time, but in the early part of the game, they took up all of the running. By quarter time, Swan Districts had narrowed the margin to just 1 point. There were a lot of stoppages throughout the course of the afternoon. I think a plan of Swan Districts to keep the game in tight. They were very good at the clearances, despite the fact that Magumbwa and a rather mercurial goal there bending back for Toby Bairstow certainly kept South Fremantle in the hunt. But the longer the game went, the more it was looking like Swan Districts were going to finish the stronger. A couple of disappointing errors from South Fremantle, probably brought on as much from fatigue as anything else. Saw the Black and Whites swoop, a hand pass there to Justin Simpson, who had a stellar game for the Black and Whites, and in fact kicking 3 goals was one of the stars of the match. Long kick from Ashton Hams, trying hard all day for South Fremantle. Lee Kelly dropped the mark. Delolio went to ground. South Fremantle trying to make something out of nothing, and as often is the case, the mercurial Paul Magumbwa came to the rescue and, in combination with Paul Hazelby, kept South Fremantle's scoreboard ticking over. But the longer the game went, Swan Districts were taking control. Number 42 in young Outridge had a very good game for Swan Districts. Cole Reevy combined with most of the Swan Districts forwards to kick a winning score. Adam Hunter there got 2 late goals in the game, which brought a smile to his face and, of course, to all of the Swan Districts supporters. It's been a tough season for them, but they certainly have got a lot to enthuse about because of the scoreline and also that man there, Jaron Jackie, who finished off the game in superb touch. So at quarter time, South Fremantle just with their noses in front. By half time, Swan Districts had really sunk their claws in. They were 22-point leaders. They led by 31 points at three-quarter time, and in the end, after a gallant fight back by South Fremantle, it was still Swan Districts by 17 points, running out winners 22 goals, 8, 140 to South's 18-15, 123. Next week, it's state football taking centre stage. The WAFL take on Queensland. The match at Bendigo Bank Stadium. It'll be the opening of Bendigo Bank Stadium. At 2 o'clock, we'll be on air, and we look forward to your company then for this year's state fixture.